Welcome to DU Digimon. Hello and welcome to DU Digimon, and welcome to yet another deck profile on the channel. If you're liking this content, please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ding that notification bell so you're not missing out on any of the latest content. Now, as for the content of today, I decided to be a little bit thematically angelic, and I've built 3 Great Angels. Which wasn't a deck I was originally going to be building come EX6. In terms of my yellow plans, back when BT16 was first announced, I was going to go yellow armor, but the Rapids and Magnas were not kind to me in terms of my pulls, so therefore I didn't get any. So I decided to go build this instead. And do you know what? I really like it. It's really fun. It's a really, really fun deck. Does a lot of really cool things, goes pretty hard when it wants to, and is just really cool thematically. Right, starting with the eggs here, we've got 2 copies of Tokamon from BT14, and then 3 copies of the EX06 Cupimon. So a bit of an odd split here, I will kind of declare. Reason I did it is mainly because I only pulled 3 Cupimons from my box of EX6, and I don't have any spare pair. Also, because one of our rookies requires a Tokamon in name to Digivolve for 0, so there's that as well. But both of them do serve equally good purposes in this deck. So the Tokamon is nice and simple. Whenever you're adding a card to your security stack, you draw one. Enough said, done there, just a consistency tool. Then the Cupimon, what the Cupimon does is when you're attacking in, you add the top of your security card, your security to your hand, and then add in an Angel, Archangel, or 3 Great Angels into your security stack, which this deck is constantly wanting to have resources in the security so it can use them for later. So by doing that, by kind of making sure you know what's in your security, what you're putting into your security, and incredibly early on with your egg, really helps out the overall strategy. Then going into the rookies, so the first rookie we'll talk about is BT16 Patamon. Now this is the one that digivolves for 0 on top of a Tokamon, otherwise it digivolves for 1 on the Cupimon. Start of main and on play, one of your Digimon may digivolve into a Digimon with the free or angel trait, and it has to be a level 4. For a reduced cost of 1, so helps you with just kind of shoring up that kind of speed and making your stacks more early, or earlier I should say, more early grammar. Anyways, Patamon then also has the inheritable of trashing the top Digivolution card of one of your opponent's Digimon, which can come in handy to get rid of some kind of nasty inheritables, for example. Then you've got BT14 Patamon. Need I say more about this guy? He is a ban list contender, and he is the cornerstone of any yellow vaccine deck, except for maybe Shine Grey, because technically that's a yellow vaccine deck. But anyways, what he does, start of main, you're going to push out, you search your security, digivolve into a level 4 for no cost, then add something back in. When you're adding something back in via that effect, you then trigger your own inheritable and gain a memory. He's bonkers. He's just bonkers. Next is Luxmon from EX6. So this is our kind of main searching tool from the rookies. Reveal top 3, add 1 card with the Angel or Archangel traits, and then 1 card with the 3 Great Angels trait in its text. So the first card is going to be adding in an Angel or Archangel Digimon, and then what you're going to be doing the 3 Great Angels one is you're going to add 1 of your level 6s, or you're going to be able to add the Descent of the 3 Great Angels, because that has 3 Great Angels in its trait. So really, really good card for the searching. If I was being a little bit more kind of yellow vaccine oriented and maybe playing like stuff like the BT15 Gatomon and the level 4s, then maybe I would probably play Kudamon instead. But I want to try out the new EX6 stuff. I want to be a bit more thematic and make this an army of angels, not an army of angels with a cat. So we've gone for Luxmon. Then he has a really simple inheritable as well of when you're attacking in with an Angel, Archangel, or 3 Great Angels, you're then drawing 1. So really good consistency tool. Then going into the Angemons, we've got the BT16 Angemon first. So he digivolves for 2 on top of the Patamons, which is pretty cool. Digivolves for 3 on top of Luxmon, unfortunately. He's got blocker, so he can be a nice little defensive tool, and then he also unsuspends one of your level 4 or lower Digimon when you're on play or when digivolving, which doesn't really come up very often. It's not like we've got level 4s you know, or 3s with jamming, but you know, it can potentially work when, say for example, you're using him to unsuspend your your EX6 Angemon, which has the barrier and may have been able to survive a swing, so it could come up. Then he also has the trash the top of one of your opponent's Digimon as well, which does really come in handy. So then the next Angemon we've got is the BT16 Angemon. All of our level 4s are Angemon, by the way. So BT16 is great. He's not as potent as he used to be, because there are a lot less kind of virus decks kind of knocking about. There's still some key ones like, you know, there are viruses within Numemon, for example. Obviously 7 Great Demon Lords is all viruses, but we've still got, you know, Yellow Vaccine Armor, you know, we've got lots of free trait Digimon running around now, you know, so he's not as potent as he was, but essentially what he does is when attacking, you can choose one of 2 different effects. You delete this Digimon to trigger those effects, and those are to either -5 something or to place a virus Digimon up onto the top of your opponent's security stack, or is it the bottom? It might be the bottom, I can't remember, one or the other. Then on deletion, you place this card into your security stack, and if you've got a Tamer in play, you are then going to hatch an egg, which is pretty cool. He also has a very similar on deletion for his inheritable as well, which is place one yellow vaccine, one card with the vaccine trait from your hand into your security stack. So he's still pretty cool, just not as good as maybe he used to be. Then we've got the EX6 Angemon. So very simply, he's got barrier, so you can swing in if you know, he would have got beaten up, you can then trash one of your own security to survive that. That's cool. And then he has the same inheritable as the Luxmon, where you're going to be drawing when you're attacking, so really, really cool. Now onto our level 5s. The first one we're going to be looking at, and you'll notice a bit of a weird ratio here. We've got 4 cards all at 2 copies, which I might change. I'll discuss that a little bit later, but I might change it. First is the BT16 Magna Angemon. Now bearing in mind, if I'm looking down, it's because I'm looking at the cards, by the way. This is still a fairly fresh deck for me, so I'm still trying to remember the exact wording for all the cards. Honestly, I don't know how some Digitubers do it. They seem to just have amazing memories. I blame it purely on me being a dad and me having to use most of my brain power for that, but I digress. Into Magna Angemon from BT16. So, if it's your turn, which I'm not too sure how you'll be playing this guy out when it's not your turn. Might be maybe something for other decks to do, I'm not too sure, but essentially what you're going to do is this Digimon may search the security stack and then digivolve into a Digimon with the Angel or 3 Great Angels trait among them, with the Digivolution cost reduced by 2, which is pretty good because all of the aces cost 4, Dominimon also costs 4 as well. Obviously Seraphimon only costs 3 to go on top of Magna Angemon, so bare minimum it's only going to cost 2 to digivolve into one of those level 6s, which is really cool. Then you're going to shuffle your security stack, and if this effect digivolved, you may place 1 Digimon card, the Angel, Archangel, or 3 Great Angels trait from your hand at the bottom of your security, which is awesome because it means you're taking something out of your security, but then you're also replenishing it straight back. He also has an inheritable of giving blocker to all of your Angels as well across the board, so that's really, really good. Then next is the Magna Angemon from BT14. Of the 2 aces that I've put in this build, he's the one that I'm preferring out of the 2, so it may be a case of Angemon getting the bucket, but we'll discuss that in a bit. But anyways, Magna Angemon Ace is nice and simple. Recovery +1 on play when digivolving, and then you minus 1000 DP on one of your opponent's Digimon for each of the security cards that you have. And because we're adding to security so much in this deck, we can really get a lot of security. I think in testing I managed to get like 8 or 9 security at one point, so minus 8 or 9 with a level 5 Digimon is pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty good. Then you've also got the Angemon Ace as well. Now reason I've kept her in is to make a Fanimon Ace a little bit cheaper to go into sometimes, though obviously bear in mind Ace going into an Ace can be a little bit dangerous in terms of overflow. But she also, what she does is obviously she trashes the security to -6 something, recovers 1 if you've got 3 or less. But the main thing with that is the fact that she's trashing a security, she helps to trigger the Ophanimon if Ophanimon is on field. So that can be quite handy. Then next in the level 5s is Archai Angemon. So on play, by adding the top of your or bottom card of your security stack to the hand, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 4000 DP for the turn. So it's not a lot, but it can stack. you know, you can use other effects on that. Then you may place one Digimon card with those angelic traits from your hand to the bottom of your security stack. So again, take something out to replenish, and it has a little bit of a control element to him as well. Has that same inheritable as the BT16 Magna Angemon as well, where he gives blocker to all of your Digimon. Now, in terms of my level 5 split, at the moment I'm happy with this kind of 4 cards at 2 copies type thing, but I may change it to 3 copies of the BT16 Magna Angemon, 3 copies of Archai, and 2 of Magna Angemon, just to give us less overflow issue, which sounds strangely dirty. But I digress. But you know, just to kind of have that there. Plus, also, I really like that BT16 Magna Angemon, especially. I'd be tempted to bump it up to 4. I'll be honest. Again, it's one of those cards that I only got 3 of in my BT16 box. So I might try and put it up to 4 at some point. I do really like that that card. But you know, I think the current split I've got is great. A 3-3-2 split without manageable 1 ace as well is great. Just a ball about, you know, experimenting. Let me know what you guys prefer, you know, down in the comments. Next, into our level 6s. So we'll first go into Digimon, who's kind of one of our pseudo 3 great angels. So what he does is he is going to search your security stack and play something that is level 5 or lower and has those angel traits, and then you -7 one of your opponent's Digimon. He also has an all turns effect where essentially if one of your and I will just double check the exact wording, yeah, it's all of those angelic traits, so angel, archangel, all 3 great angels traits would leave the battle area, not by one of your effects though, and also not by battle. It has to be via an effect, whether that be a opponent's Digimon effect or option effect, but he will prevent them from leaving. So if they try to use an option on one of your Digimon, you can just go, nope, not gonna happen. Not going to happen at all. And he does protect himself with that, I believe, because it's when one of your Digimon with the Angel or Archangel. It doesn't say one of your other, so he can protect himself as well, which is cool. Next, we'll go into the 3 great angels themselves, the stars of the show. First, starting with Ophanimon. Ophanimon Ace is really cool. It's kind of Angel's answer to Valkyrmon Ace. It's very similar in how it works. Not exactly the same, but very similar. On play, when Digivolving, you're going to trash one of your security, and then you're going to -8 one of your opponent's Digimon, which is really good. Then all turns, when a card is removed from your security stack, if it's your turn, she gains security attack +1. If it's your opponent's turn, you recover +1. Really, really good card. Next is the Seraphimon Ace, which I've been thinking about potentially cutting and putting in the BT14 Seraphimon, but I kind of wanted to play around with, you know, these a bit more, and you know, try out the new EX06 cards really. And I think he is pretty good as well. So he on play, when Digivolving, recovers +1, just you know, as is, and then all turns, when a card is added to your security, you then bounce one of your opponent's Digimon whose level is equal or lower to the amount of security that you have, straight to back to the hand. And because we're recovering so much in this deck, and adding so much security you know, all the time, you can get rid of some big numbers. I know in testing I bounced a Diaboromon back to hand, so you know, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Next, you've got the Cherubimon, the least angelic of the 3 great angels, but she's still there. Or he's still there. It's still there. I don't know. But anyways, it has Alliance, as a lot of the you know, green bunny stuff does. It can work in that deck rather well as well. Then what it does in terms of its on play, when Digivolving, you're going to Digivolve. You're going to take one. Sorry, not wording correctly at all, guys. It's very late and I'm very tired. We're going to on play. When Digivolving, we are going to play a level 4 or lower yellow or green Digimon, and then you're going to -4 one of your opponent's Digimon for each of your other Digimon. So if you've got a very wide board, that's going to be a lot of minus. You know, so pretty cool card. Plus that Alliance does really come in handy, because obviously we don't have as many protection things as we would like when we've got so many aces going into security. You know, to that effect, I have thought about playing Kyaromon in this deck as well, just to give us some jamming. But that Alliance, you know, we can suspend one of our 3 great angels, or one, you know, any of our other Digimon, give us ourselves a little bit of a boost. I think the ideal scenario would be to have Diminimon out as well, suspend Diminimon so that you're gaining 12k, so you know you're going to be bigger than anything else in security. But also, if you hit into an option, then Diminimon can be like, oh no bro, I've got you, you're fine, you know. So definitely the ideal there. Then going into the tamers, you'll notice we're not playing any memory tamers. I don't think we need them in this deck, just because we've got so many different ways of gaining memory, reducing costs and everything. I don't think it's that necessary. If I was going to try one, it would probably be BT8 Kari. That's probably what we would do. But these are the tamers we've got at the moment. First off is 3 copies of BT14 TK. He, need no introduction here. Another cornerstone of yellow vaccine. Pays for himself pretty much. You'll on play, you'll add the top of your security to your hand, you'll add a yellow vaccine Digimon back into the security, and then because you're adding something to security, you then gain a memory. He's a really good resource tool, potentially too good of a resource tool. Just a fantastic tamer. Then we've got the TK and Kari. So start of main and on play, these guys give barrier to one of your Digimon, which does give us some level of protection when our aces are going to be swinging into security, which is great. And then when one of your Digimon is played or digivolves, and they've got those lovely angel traits, you gain 1 memory, which is really good. Then we'll go into the options. We've got Emissary of Hope. Emissary, another yellow vaccine staple and an incredible card. Search your security stack. One of your Digimon may digivolve into a yellow level 6 or lower Digimon. Level 6 or lower, with the vaccine trait among them without paying the cost, and then shuffle your security stack. If you digivolve by this effect and you have a TK in play, all of our tamers have TK in name, you then recover a +1. I mean, Emissary is just nuts, bro. It's a nuts card. It's so stupid. It's such a dumb card. Going to a level 6 for 1. Need I say more? Then next up we've got Heaven's Judgment. Now I have been thinking about potentially swapping this out for Revelation of Light, just because that does more of a blanket DP minus, whereas this can do a more kind of pinpoint DP minus. But we do have quite a few dual colours in this deck. We've got yellow, blue, red, green, all as colours. So potentially if they were all on board, which is possible, it's not impossible, you'll give -24 across your opponent's board potentially, which can be really good, and also does act as a security bomb, giving -12 to something, swinging into security. Then we've got Descent of the 3 Great Angels. This is a fantastic card. You're going to be placing one of your Digimon with the Angel, Archangel, or 3 Great Angel traits into your security. Then you're going to shuffle and put this into the... no, you're not going to shuffle, sorry. Then you're going to place it into your battle area. Then when one of your Digimon with Angel or Archangel trait is deleted, you use the delay effect and you play a 3 Great Angels from your security stack. So you're just like, oh, you killed my Angemon. How dare you? Here's a level 6. It's just awesome. It's just fantastic. You then shuffle your security stack. That's where I was getting confused. Really, really great card. Obviously 5 cost is quite a lot, but you're getting to summon a level 6 for free. Pretty good. Then the last card we've got is Physical Training, just a consistency tool, just a way of kind of reducing Digivolution costs. We all know what trainings do at this point. They're just great. Obviously, just don't use them against Imperial Dramon, because they'll just Digivolve and go off. But yeah, that's the deck. I'm hoping you guys like this one. Obviously, like I always say, this is very much a forum for you guys to tell us of improvements we could make, as well as also a place for you guys to learn from our builds. So let me know what you guys think. I definitely want to get this one filmed at some point, because it has been really, really fun in testing so far. But make sure to like, subscribe, and ding that notification bell if you appreciate this video, guys. And we'll definitely have some more stuff coming your way in the near future. But until then, keep it digital.